may have heard about a lot of upcoming protests in Egypt that's going to be happening on June 30th. A lot of people are wondering, why are Egyptians protesting again? Didn't they just go through a revolution? Didn't we get this done with? Didn't democracy wasn't it in Egypt already? So the answer to that is no. Egypt is not there quite yet. We've come a long way from Mubarak, but we're still looking for a nice democratic president that respects democracy and human rights and freedom. And that's what the Egyptians are looking for on June 30th. They want a new president. They want a new person in power, someone who does respect that. They gave the current president a chance. They gave him 1 year, and he didn't hold up to his promise. I'm going to explain to you 7 reasons why Egyptians are going out on the streets on June 30th to bring down President Morsi. So President Morsi was elected on June 24th, 2012, took office on June 30th, 2012. On June 30th, 2013, it will be exactly 1 year since he took office. Since then, he has done a number of terrible, terrible things for the country. Let's start off with November 2012. There was a bus full of kids going to school, and the bus gets hit by a train. All the kids die. The reason the bus got hit was because there was a sleeping worker on the job. Was he held accountable? Not really. What did the government do in order to compensate the families that were affected? They gave them each 5,000 Egyptian pounds. 5,000 Egyptian pounds isn't even enough to buy you an iPhone in Egypt. In terms of Canadian dollars, it works out to a little bit less than $1,000. Imagine getting $1,000 as compensation for losing your kid. Pretty bad. Reason number 2. In December 2012, President Morsi declared a constitutional declaration saying that he's essentially above the law and that nobody can touch him. That's like the biggest thing you can't do since the revolution. Clear? Okay, moving on. Number 3. There was in April 2013 a lot of protests happening outside of the Coptic Cathedral in Egypt. Coptic Cathedral is the biggest of its kind, the biggest church in the Middle East and the biggest church in Africa. It has the relics of a very important saint, Saint Mark, the Apostle. And a lot of people started attacking it. Where were the police? Nowhere to be found. Who's to blame? Probably the guy who's paying their paychecks, President Morsi. How about we take care of that next time, whoever's coming in after Morsi. Reason number 4, we have the Renaissance Dam. Do you know what that is? The Renaissance Dam is a project started by Ethiopia because they want to get more hydroelectricity. So they're going to put a dam right on the Blue Nile, which is essentially going to limit the water supply for Egypt. Egypt's biggest water supply is the Nile. Everybody knows that. It's been the main water supply for centuries. So, you might want to take care of that water source instead of allowing Ethiopia to build a dam. Oh, and let's not forget about the fact that in order to deal with this crisis, President Morsi decided to host a secret meeting which was broadcast on television. Some of the things that were said in that meeting: we have to spread rumors that we're going to start a war, we have to sabotage the Ethiopian government, etc. Really nice national security plan. Way to go. Reason number 5, the terrorist who became governor. So in Egypt, there are 26 governorates. It's kind of like a province. Every once in a while, a president appoints new governors for each governorate. This year, President Morsi decides to appoint a former terrorist to the city of Luxor, which just happens to be one of the biggest tourist hotspots in the world. Did I mention that the terrorist that he appoints as governor opened fire on tourists in Luxor in the year 1997? So he's basically a governor in the province where he killed tourists, and now he's trying to assure tourists that they can come back and visit his city. Isn't that just a little bit ironic? Well, certainly nobody's laughing about it in Egypt. Reason number 6, the brutal killing of protesters in the Egyptian streets. What's going on there? I thought since the revolution, at least the one thing you shouldn't be doing is killing protesters. If you remember the guy before you, the guy you took the job from, he's currently in jail because of those same things. You want to meet the same fate? Probably not. You know, we're kind of trying to move in a new direction here. We don't want a president that kills people. Period. Reason number 7, let's talk about the gas and food shortages going on in Egypt. Every day, we're hearing more and more about gas shortage, which a lot of people are coming to rely on in order to run their businesses and go to work and do a whole bunch of things. Egypt is a big country, and you got to be able to provide for that. In terms of food, there's a lot of food shortages, and you haven't been able to meet the people's needs. Somebody's got to go on this. And while we're at it, let's talk about the electricity shortage. For the past 2 summers now, Egypt has been experiencing extreme electricity shortages throughout the day. It's affecting a lot of people's ability to carry on with their lives, and quite frankly, people are getting fed up with it. So there you have it. 7 reasons why Egyptians are going out on the streets. What you need to do is at least be supportive. Know that Egypt isn't there yet in terms of democracy and freedom, but it's trying to get there. And on June 30th, Egyptians are going to be taking the next big step in its major revolution. So please, be supportive and spread this video. Thanks.